What do you notice first about a restaurant? Is it the view, the decor, the lighting? If there's live music playing, chances are that's it. A restaurant's music affects diners before they even step inside, setting the tone for the food to come. It's an important decision for a restaurant to offer music and to choose what kind. Join us now with your host, one of Florida's favorite food writers, Margaret Bistray, for the countdown of Beach TV's top 5 best restaurants for music.
Take a moment to think about music in a restaurant. It's easily the first thing that hits you when you walk in, the first thing that affects your mood, even before the food arrives. Music can and should enhance your dining experience. It should make you feel instantly what the whole restaurant is all about. Here on the coast, restaurants are about the beach lifestyle, about the beautiful surroundings, the local seafood, the laid-back way of life, and the local characters. Restaurants here who offer live music do so with careful consideration. It's as important to their concept as their food is. That's the type of restaurants we're going to visit on this tour of Best Restaurants for Music. I'll see you at my number 5 pick in just a moment. Jimmy Buffett opened the first Margaritaville on Duval Street in Key West in 1985. He meant to create a dream place that combined many other dream places he had experienced. And more importantly, it was never meant to be only a place. It was a state of mind. It's all about that relaxed, escapist point of view that you get when you're by the ocean with a margarita in your hand, and when you listen to music that takes you there no matter where you are. The Margaritaville in Pier Park in Panama City Beach is no different, and followers of Buffett's dream come here to touch base. The interior is an ode to many Buffett songs and his themes, including tropical getaways. Being right on the water, it offers panoramic views from nearly every seat. Of course, recorded Jimmy Buffett music and live video footage from his concerts are a huge part of the atmosphere here at Margaritaville, and they transport people right to that beachy lifestyle that he preaches. But there's more to listen to than that, as we'll hear from a member of the staff.
We like to provide the guests with a concert experience as soon as they walk in the door, whether we have our patio performers outside serenading them through the sunset, and then we also have our house band that comes on at night. That's always an eclectic blend of a little bit of everything: country, what's popular now, Jimmy Buffett songs, obviously. Jimmy Buffett has the best fan base, I think, of any performer of all time. We always have the Parrot Head videos playing on a constant loop anytime you come in, so you can kind of feel like you're a part of their party. The house bands feed into that whole experience because you can make requests and they get to play the songs you want to hear, and then you are singing along before you know it. You're up dancing. We clear a spot on the dance floor for you. So you can really feel like you are at a concert and you're a big part of it. Our food is very eclectic. We do like to make little puns here and there, if you'll notice that. Our cheeseburger in paradise is obviously one of our best sellers. We look forward to having a lot of great items that are inspired by Jimmy Buffett's travels in the Caribbean and the Florida Keys, and even here we like to do some regionally inspired items as well. Margaritaville is a great place because we were built on music, we're inspired by music, and we think there's a little bit more music in our food than anybody else.
Talk about music in the food? Behold the most famous cheeseburger in the business, the cheeseburger in paradise. Now you'll have that song stuck in your head for the rest of the day. That's what a program about music and food will do. Celebrating many margarita-filled afternoons in Mexico is this dish, the Volcano Nachos. I've never seen a larger portion, so get ready to put away more than one margarita, like this blue one called License to Chill, made with Curacao. Corn and blue crab chowder, made in-house, is a little ode to the South where Buffett was born. A little more of that culture, swinging towards New Orleans, is the jambalaya, chock full of andouille. Beside it is the rift on a hurricane cocktail called the 5 o'clock somewhere. Another hurricane, the chocolate hurricane for dessert, layers brownie, ice cream, and hot fudge into a mountain of sweetness. You don't leave here hungry, that's for sure. Practically its own meal is, of course, that namesake margarita. This one here is called the Perfect. Margaritaville is so many things. It's a state of mind made up by a musician. It's a drink. It's a place. It's a song. It's everything that this show is talking about, and we've got much more to come, starting with my next pick. impossible to separate Schooner's the Beach Bar from Schooner's the Music Venue. It'll hit you at just about the same time, that view of the shining Gulf and the sound that means music and dancing and fun. It's a complete experience and it stays with you as long as you're here. You've got the view, the music, and the food that just makes it all even better. The view, nature took care of that, but booking the bands is another story. It's a full-time job, takes lots of concentration, and we're going to hear from the person whose job it is.
Schooners has always been known for great music, great bands. It goes back to when they were the beach party. It was just a shack, basically, a stage, a wonderful view, and it was just a good times and party time. That continues on with today's bands. They keep everybody entertained. You have people that are still eating when they first get started. So they got to keep it a little low, keep the energy builds all night long, gets people out on the dance floor, and it pretty much is they dance the night away. Everybody knows what they expect when they walk in. Great music, great entertainment. I've been playing at Schooners for several years now as part of the opening duo Stainless Steel. We play on Saturdays, the opening slot right before the late night band, and got to meet several of our great weekend bands that come in each summer, and got a good feel for the place, and now I book bands. What we look for bands that actually entertain. They can be good musicians, but they really need to entertain and keep the crowd dancing and partying all night long. The bands that we get that have not played the venue before walk in and they're like, wow, this is amazing. They see the beautiful Gulf of Mexico, emerald green waters, and they can't believe that's the view from their office. I love being a musician who gets to play here. I mean, it's an amazing place, and who would want to play anywhere else?
So several things that Brian said really struck a note with me. For one, that he's a musician, so he hears music as a musician and also knows what it means to be an entertainer in addition to someone who can play really well. That's what he looks for, and that's what you're always going to see on the stage behind me here. The food here is a little bit more than you might expect from a beach bar. They take it pretty seriously, and it still plays off this beautiful setting here, lots of seafood, brings a little bit to everyone to serve all the different variety of crowds who come here to hear the music, to enjoy the view, and to have a great time at Schooners. Here are some of the dishes you might enjoy. On the light side, the Shady Grove tomato salad is layered high with fresh corn, field peas, and bacon that's all tossed in a fresh basil balsamic vinaigrette. I told you it's not your average bar food. What I'll typically eat here are fish tacos made with grilled mahi, homemade salsa, and key lime slaw. To really satisfy a seafood craving, there's nothing like the beach party platter, including shrimp, grouper, oysters, and hush puppies that you see here. Oh yeah, you're on the coast. The beloved Schooners burger is, for many, looking out over the water and enjoying a cold one, the definition of paradise. Schooners is more than the food and drink that hits the spot every time. It's more than the excellent music that gets a whole crowd of people moving and shaking and having a wonderful time. And yes, it's even more than the beautiful view you get here. Schooners is more than the sum of its parts. It's a complete picture. It all happens at the same time the moment you walk in, and that's why you have to come here when you're here on the Emerald Coast. More music and food coming up at my next pick. The restaurant you see behind me is familiar to those of you who've been watching Top 5 for a while and to anyone who knows Grayton Beach. In fact, it practically defines Grayton Beach. We are at Red Bar. The whole subject of this show is where creativity of food and creativity of music come together. That's represented here, as well as just a whole creative spirit inside. There is nowhere in the world like Red Bar. Every eyeful is one of a kind, all its own and all here. The walls are complete three-dimensional collages that pop and amuse and take you a little bit of everywhere. It puts you in the mood to be surprised and to step outside the ordinary, kind of the way music can. Speaking of music, let's sit down with the owner, Oliver Petit.
In 1995, a friend of mine named Kenny De Oliveira, who still plays here today, started playing guitar, acoustic guitar during dinner hours, and it evolved into 7 days a week, sometimes twice a day. And I think people come here to have a great meal, but at the same time have a great time. It's a huge part of the dynamic of the restaurant. It really creates a mood and an excitement that live music can only provide. But to really get the party going, if you will, a full band will do the trick. And I've made sure to have a full band, and musicians stop by all the time, jam with the band. It very often occur where someone will have an instrument and jam with the band. We feature the Red Bar Jazz Band, who plays Tuesday through Saturday year-round, and then we also have a bluegrass band. They're also a fixture here on every Sunday night, Monday night, and they also play during the day on Sunday. And on Saturday, we have a guy named Forrest Williams, who plays here with a trio from 12 to 3 o'clock every Saturday.
I get in the mood for music here at Red Bar with a cocktail, a margarita made with fresh squeezed citrus. When it's this good, I call it a Margarita. The Bloody Marys are famous for taking the edge off last night's fun. And the mojitos, like this one made with guava rum, are my new second favorite drink, after the margarita. The food at Red Bar doesn't push boundaries or start any trends, but it's happy making. For starters, there's only a small list to choose from, so no one has to think too hard. Also, it's a great value. The portions are huge, it's tasty, and it's solidly good. When you do the volume they do here, thousands a day sometimes, simple is best. Like the pane chicken here, possibly the signature house dish. It's a lemon caper butter sauce with mashed potatoes, and you can't argue with that. The blackened grouper, a dish that's influenced by one of the longtime chefs here from Louisiana, is served on fried cheddar cheese grit cake with sautéed spinach and a side salad. A dish that makes your mouth water just to smell is the vegetarian-friendly manicotti, stuffed with 3 cheeses. Red Bar gives you the permission to eat what's enjoyable and then go dancing. When Oliver and his brother opened Red Bar, they had no idea the phenomenon it was going to become. I don't think you can even set out to open a place like Red Bar. It just has to happen. They let the creativity flow through, they let different things end up on the walls. People from all over the world have sent them things. They've let the chefs influence the recipes, and they've just let the good times happen here, including with the music. That's what makes it so lovable, and that's what makes it so unique, and why it's in my top 5 best places to hear music. I'll see you at my next pick in a moment. There are a handful of restaurants in Panama City Beach that put you right where you are the moment you walk in. And one of those is the restaurant you see behind me, Pineapple Willie's. Here's a place where you don't even have to leave the beach to eat and drink. You walk out to a table on this pier here and you are surrounded by fresh air, by the sound of the ocean, the view of this beach, everything you came here for. But believe it or not, the locals, the people who live here, they love and know Pineapple Willie's, but what brings them here the most is sports and live music. So they know this view is here, but we're gonna go where the locals go, where the music is, to the Pier Bar. So right now we're in this whole separate venue that was constructed specifically to bring music as a centerpiece here at Pineapple Willie's. The first time I came here, about 7 years ago, this didn't even exist. So what's happened since then has been this progression towards making this a serious music destination. I mentioned that this is where the locals gather. Well, I should also tell you that Pineapple Willie's is a locally owned family business. So here's a member of the family to let us know about taking music seriously here at Pineapple Willie's.
We bring national bands in from across the country, working with multiple talent agencies to bring these bands in. We're often booked up early the year before even. We book it up early for the whole season. We have live bands starting in March for spring break, and it runs all the way every day through the whole season, usually stopping right around Labor Day weekend. We play music, but football starts, so then we run football. Obviously there's no football on Friday, so we like to keep some music going through the off season as well on Friday nights. It's a real casual setting. We actually get to sit at seats and stuff. We have people come around and get you drinks, so it's, you know, come a little bit early, get your seat and hold it down. There's a dance floor up here that we provide, so the music's real good and you feel a spark in you, you can get on the dance floor. Sometimes it gets crowded in here. We do have a house band, the Kevin Jacobs band. It's been a local guy that's been playing here forever. He plays with Terry Brock, the lead singer of vocalist with Kansas back in the day. And it's been really entertaining. They're the hot band around Panama City Beach right now. We're fortunate to have them as our house band.
As with many of the restaurants that we're seeing on this tour, the place where you hear the music and the place where you actually dine are a little bit kept separate. That's the case here at Pineapple Willie's as well. So what you need to do if you want to make an evening of it here is have dinner in the dining room. We're going to see some of the food you can have there in a moment. And then come on over here to the Pier Bar and enjoy the music. If you forgot to eat and you get here, they do offer some appetizers to go with the many wonderful drinks that you can have while you're watching the live music here. Get in the mood with a cold beer and these killer onion rings in a sourdough crust. These are a big golden tower of bangles that you see right here. They hit the spot right away. I love them. You're in the South, y'all, so go for the alligator bites as well. They're available in both venues. And while you're at it, have a side of hooch. Yep, that's one of their specialties, moonshine. Really, and it's as powerful as its legend. You won't find this combination most places in the country, so go for it here at Pineapple Willie's. Also available in both venues and very regional are Peel and Eat Gulf Shrimp, which you can't go wrong pairing with a cold beer. To set up your hunger for a reggae concert, feast on this Caribbean salad, which includes pineapple, grilled chicken, and macadamia nuts. You can take it even further with a rum-based cocktail, like the signature Pineapple Willie, having rum, pineapple, and cream of coconut. It's delicious. Another tropical-y specialty of the house is the Island Grouper. It's topped with a homemade pineapple sauté. As you can see, there's definitely a pineapple theme here. I can't leave off another famous specialty, the Jack Daniel's ribs. You get a whole bucket of them, and people love and return for these. Finish off with their key lime pie, which, as a Key West resident, I can fairly judge to be an excellent version. By the time the band strikes up, it might be a little bit past your dinner time, so go ahead, catch the last rays of daylight out there on the pier and have some of that great food you just saw. Then head next door and hang out with the locals, hearing some of the best music in the area. They have tons of beer, they have great cocktails, and they have that hoot if you dare. You won't be disappointed, you're gonna have a great time. I'll see you soon for more great food and music coming up on my next pick. With 2 locations in Destin proper and in Sandestin at the village of Baytown Wharf, Graffiti's and the Funky Blues Shack gathers plenty of audience for their hearty, Southern-inspired food and their top-notch regional music scene. It's all about cooking, music, and the lively meeting of the two here at this place, as we're about to hear from the man who books the music.
I think the same passion that goes into food definitely goes into music, and it's definitely hitting the senses. You know, we serve out our fried green tomatoes per se, which has got a spiced crawfish sauce, lump crab meat. It's in your face, explodes. You get that feeling like you're in New Orleans. The same thing will happen. You'll walk in this room and you'll have Flow Tribe out of New Orleans, and that first trumpet hits, and you're like, here I am, I've arrived. And I think it captures the senses that way. Just by walking in the building, it sums it up. We have over 60 different artists consigned with us, and all of this beautiful art on the walls. Our food, even though we're in a fun, funky atmosphere, we have a very upscale mentality to the food. And then you walk next door and we're an award-winning music venue. And I just think people come in at 5 o'clock for dinner and they never leave. Our chef, Molly, who's, just one of the best chefs I've ever worked with. She can put together a great menu, put out some beautiful food, and then come over for our open mic night and play ukulele, and has one of the most beautiful voices I've ever heard. So I think music is in all of us, and that's what we incorporated here.
Dinner, served in both Graffiti's and in the Funky Blues Shack bar, continues until the music starts around 10 p.m. After that, it's beer or drinks from the complete bar. Go on, ask for whatever you want. To prepare for a long evening of dancing, fuel up on the fried green tomatoes topped with spicy crawfish and crab. Take a good look at this dish and memorize it until the moment you get to try it. That garlic cream sauce is incredible. It's a dish you won't order only once. The crab cakes you see here are all chunky, moist crab meat. They're served with wilted spinach and a bacon tomato confit. Shrimp and Scallop Low Country is a savory, wonderful stew over smoked Gouda grits with portobello, corn, and scallions. As you can tell by now, the cooking is as regional and heartfelt as the music scene. It's got true soul. Cedar planked salmon carries flavors of honey and soy, ginger, and garlic marinade, freshened with a mango salsa and grounded on a wild mushroom risotto. Before your eyes here is what I call a southern rift on surf and turf. It's the 8-ounce filet topped with that same spicy crawfish and crab garlic cream sauce that was so good to those fried green tomatoes. This bread pudding is a dense, solid, delicious, vanilla-scented custard dream that will make you rock back in your chair and say, ah. I really liked what Ben said about how this place just invigorates all your senses, and it's really true. From the moment you walk in, you see all the colors and the textures and the meaning of all the local folk art. Then you get to smell and taste that great southern cuisine with the bacon and the smoky Gouda. It all comes together so beautifully, so rich. Then the music, of course, coming to life with your ears, hearing people playing live music dancing like you maybe normally get to do. That's what this whole show is about, what you find here at Graffiti's and the Funky Blues Shack. And that's why they're my #1 pick. I hope you've enjoyed this tour of music and cooking and how they each bring the other to life, as much as I enjoyed making it. I'll see you soon for more here on Beach TV.
Margaret Bistray has been reviewing restaurants and writing about food since 1995. She also publishes annual editions of the Complete Key West Dining Guide. In addition to serving as cuisine editor in Miami for years, her editorial work has been published in Vogue, Gourmet, Islands, and Metropolitan Home. To read more restaurant reviews, log your own personal opinions, rate your favorite restaurants, and watch streaming video archives of this show and other reviews, visit tripsmarter.com.